Now, coming to emotional aspect, which we will discuss. So, tell me something. There has always been a clash between mothers and daughters, especially when they are at teenagers. And I have seen they are not emotionally connected these days. Children, and they are like, I've seen, if I talk to a child and she says my mother doesn't understand me, she doesn't listen to me, I don't share things with her, or even if I share, she gets stressed. So they are not emotionally connected with other people also. So how you take it, that this thing, that how they can build more emotionally strong kids.
Hmm. Okay, so I think I'll start with the same thing as we discussed before. Monkeys do as monkeys see, right? So I think what is happening here is that since the time the child was born, we have set certain standards in their head with regards to food, with regards to love. We say that as a parent, our love is unconditional, but no, we do not prove that in our actions. We tell them that if you do this, we'll take you out for a picnic. If you don't do this and you're not getting, that trip that was happening, that was supposed to be, lined up in this month. So we are always capping, they're always putting a cap on our love with our kids. And as they grow up, now specifically we are talking about daughters, the moment they enter puberty, they are already, as a hormone expert, you will understand this, that they're already building up a system in their body that was never there, which is estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. So they're building upon those hormones. Those daughters want to be seen. They want validation. They want freedom. Okay. At the same time, the mother, who is now going down on estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, wants to have safety. So if we look at the daughter and we look at the mother specifically at the same time, we just see that she's not wrong and she's not wrong either. She's craving freedom. She's craving validation, not just from the mom, but from the outside world. That includes friends, that includes opposite gender. But at the same time, the mother now she is craving safety. She's craving a routine. She's craving, monotony and just connection with the daughter. So the mother feels that the daughter is not respectful or obedient, and the daughter feels that the mother is not understanding or not emotionally available. So at this point, I just feel that one, we should start setting our pillars right from the child's birth. But now, if we have missed on to those stages, what can we do right now? We can just pause, reflect, and respond. So the first thing is to be aware about your own body, to be aware about the fact that I am going through hormonal changes. It's a part of me. So I need to stop fighting the process in myself first. And then at the same time, be aware of the fact that your daughter is going through something that she has never experienced before. So as a mother, you need to just sit down, take a pause, and reflect on what is happening with your body, with her body, physiologically. And then just connect with her through right communication. And right communication doesn't come up with a lot of words. It comes with actions. It comes with minimal words, with major meanings, with bigger meanings.
Yeah.
Right? We need to talk less, but we need to express more. And then let your child have a breathing space to think of what you've just explained her. Don't go overdose. Don't give her an overdose of explanation or a lecture, because you might have just filled the vessel right up to the brim, and then if you overfill it, it all goes out.
Always.
So we're talking about the vessel again as the first life, right? So that's the whole thing that I would say, that it just boils down to rightful communication, and that boils down to pause, reflect, and respond, and awareness of your own body, and at the same time the body of your child. And I would like to add that as a mother, you also need to respect the freedom, the dreams that your child is having, right? She's not 40 or 45. She's in her teens, right? So she has big dreams. So respect that, and be, a pillar to let her have her wings. And if you do that, she'll always, always, always happily carry you with her.
So beautifully said that, and that is the overall what I have understood is that it is more about reflecting and giving that space to your child and understanding, and then responding to the situation in that way.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
And also, I would like to ask you one more question. Is like, many days, these days, I mean, children are more into their own world because
Hmm.
obviously they're like more exposure and more social media, and they have their own friends. And as we talked about me time last time, so they have their own way of doing things. So they are not very much, especially females, girls, I'm talking about, like teenager girls, and they are more into their own world. And as you said, they're not interested also,
Yeah,
because they don't
yeah.
understand what you are saying, and even if they do, they don't want to get dictated. So you answered about it that it is they have to give that space. But what I'm asking you is that during that period, the mother gets so much of worried about her child, because she has a lot of expectations from her child. Even my mother, she had a lot of, every mother has that, they have a lot of expectation from the child, and always they take care of their health. Ki health issues na ho, problem na ho. She goes, they want the security of the child. So still they have too much of build up in their bodies, even if they are reflecting or calm down, even they still do have it. So how to process those emotions, and do you do any activities for your mother, like for a mother and daughter together going through that emotional outburst? Because at puberty there will be lot of surge of emotions, and a lot of changes, identity issues, fear, self-worth, always these things will start popping up. And then your mother is like, she's going through her lot of, as you said, lot of emotional burst. So at that stage, what things one can do, other
Yeah.
than that, what you said, like which are tangible, which are doable by everyone? So like, what three things one can do, which.
Okay. I would say number one, um, create a set routine with your child. That could be once a day, that could be once a week. Okay, so depending on your child, if your child is a rebellion, don't go with once a day, once a day kind of a
Mm,
routine. Go for once a week kind of a routine where you're cooking together.
mm,
Okay, so connect over food, connect over nutrition. That could be just watching a cooking show together, or
mm,
maybe discussing the food that they are having, the benefits of having that food, or just discussing the menu for the week. Two, maybe cooking or baking something together, even if it is baking. Don't consider that baking to be an unhealthy food,
mm,
but rather connect over cooking or baking. Okay, that's the number one thing. So one, you'll be very mindful of that time that you're spending with your child. Number two, I would say, try and change how you say things rather than what you say. Okay, so I have so many kids who just tell me that my mother, she keeps telling me, oh, you don't eat right. What are you wearing to the school? Stop wearing that to
mm,
the office. It's just about how you say it rather than telling them they're doing something wrong. Maybe let them have the freedom to take their own choices, but in a way, get them engaged in that conversation by saying, do you think that if you would wear that particular kind of a thing to the event, to the office, to a party, do you think that would look very classy and chic and very beautiful on you?
mm,
Would you consider doing that rather than saying, oh, don't wear that? rather than telling your daughter, oh, you keep eating that junk food at all times, you don't listen to me. Try and change, you know, your way of saying to something like, um, how about having, let's say, a quinoa salad tonight? And then on the side, you can have that fried chicken that you've ordered from KFC. So small, build small. Don't go abruptly, maniacally into, you know, what they are doing to correct everything in a go. Some things have been built already, so you can only build a new foundation step by step. And if you keep telling a plant how stupid that plant is, how disobedient that plant is eventually going to die inside. Right? So you can only build step by step. Okay.
Yeah.
And the third thing that I would say is maybe just build a small ritual of journaling things or emotions down when you're in the heat of the moment. And I think a lot of us, as a, you know, as a mother, I also sometimes question myself that will I teach my daughter is 9+ right now, so I sometimes question myself, will I tell my daughter about these upcoming emotions when she's 12, 11, or is it that if I tell her, then she'll start experiencing more of that? No, you have to educate your child. Start educating your child before things go haywire. And if you haven't, then right now is the time. Educate them about their hormones, educate them about your hormones, tell them the problems, the happy phases, the sad phases, the anger phases that you're going through as a mother. Even if you had a fight with the father, include your child. Rather than blaming the father, tell your child that we've just had a rift. We all have rifts. And this doesn't change anything between me and your father. And just tell her that this child is safe and secure despite the fight, rather than telling her, oh, we are not talking about it, or your father did this, and the father is blaming the mother. Include your child in the daily affairs of your family. Make them included. And change of tone and change of words of how you say things really, really, really matters a lot.
Yeah, I would like to ask you one thing that, like many times when our child is growing up, especially girls, and they are told, okay, you should behave in a certain way. Like, you should always smile. You should not be sad. You should, if you are angry, you are not a good person. Or if you are shouting or crying, it will make you a bad girl. Be a good girl, behave in a certain way, sit in a certain way. And at the age of 10 or 11 we start saying be happy, always smile, don't make faces. So all these things, does it really help you building a good character or building a good disciplined person, or does it really affect? Because what happens is, I feel that no children stop expressing. Only they think anxiety, stress, being angry is a bad emotion, we should not show it. And when they fail, they have sadness, they have anger, they have anxiety, and they feel, okay, I am failed, I'm a bad person because I'm getting angry, I'm getting sad, I'm getting stressed. So self-worth get that, blamed off, and then they start getting failure, they take failure very seriously, and then they start suppressing their emotions. And sometimes even mother tell them, okay, if certain something happened with a girl, for example, if she's having a periods and she's having pain, she will like, don't say anything to anybody, keep smiling, don't make face. And then they start suppressing, and eventually they forget to show emotionally. So how you take this thing, that how one should go about it as a mother?
Again, I would say practice what you preach. If, as a mother, you are communicating with the child well, you are including her in the daily affairs of the family, making her a part of the family,
Mm.
you will not have to lecture her that put up that smile. Don't tell this. Don't do that. If you are somebody who's happy and chirpy and dancing, and that can only happen once you have processed your emotions. You have let out your emotions rather than suppressed your emotions. Right? So, as a mother, if you have a habit of suppressing your emotions, you will tell your child subconsciously, sometimes consciously, to suppress that emotion. That, don't show that anger, don't show that sadness, don't tell somebody, oh, you're going through periods, don't talk to men about your periods, right? So, in a way, you are teaching them exactly what you've been taught. So, again, awareness and education for yourself is the first approach.
Yeah.
And secondly, I would say, again, as you said, food cannot be good or bad. We should stop saying food is good or bad. Similarly, likewise, I would say emotions are not good or bad.
Yeah.
Emotions are emotions.
Yeah.
They are a part of you. My happiness is my part. At the same time, my sadness is my part. Right? My anger is my part. My questioning my self-worth is my part. My fear is my part. It's a part of me. That fear is protecting me from the harmful things that can happen to me in this world outside, right? There's a very beautiful cartoon where, a child just pushes away the broccoli thinking there's something insane that is coming through to me. So this child is a 6 month or a 9 month old child, and the mother is taking the broccoli towards this child, and he just thinks, oh my god, what is this, is it a tree, is it a monster, I don't want to have this, I want to have this. The moment the broccoli reaches close to the mouth, oh. So why is that happening? Understand the core. The child is understanding the emotions. He or she is fearing something new. Right? So the idea is, now we are talking about kids in puberty. Educate them. Let them be educated. Keep your house open to heavy conversations. Let them come to you and ask, how are kids born? Have questions about sexual life. Have questions, be open to having questions about menses. Right? So be open to having those open, big conversations. And even if that means having that conversation with the daughter in front of your spouse, which is the father. Some mothers, they do think, Papa ke samne, we're not going to talk in front of the father. Let me have a conversation with you, separately. No, it's okay. It's okay.
But in some families, it is not even allowed. Some families,
I agree. But even in those families, it should not be something that the daughter should be scolded for. In a very, very subtle manner, you could just say that, okay, let's just go to another room and have this conversation. Make it a flow rather than making it something like a taboo. Right? Because the moment you make it a taboo, the daughter thinks that what is happening with her body is something dirty, something weird, something wrong. Why is it happening with me? Why can't I just go to my father and talk about it? And daughters are closer to fathers usually, right? So they start questioning themselves. They start questioning the biology, which is where PCOD, PCOS come, which is where I see a lot of cases of depression, ADHD, autism. That is all happening because we are not able to accept who we are. Because we've been told to be somebody else. Right? So I would say open communication, keep your house open to heavy questions, heavy conversations, and initiate conversations before the monster comes. Right? The monster, in this case, let's say the monster is, they'll start PMSing very soon, they'll enter puberty. Teach your daughter about puberty before the puberty hits, so that she knows that this is happening and these are the changes that I'm going to face in my body, and tell her that as a mother, I went through these things, and as a mother, now I am going through these things, which is where she'll connect with you. See, Mahi, there's one thing that is common between the mothers and the daughters, and that is estrogen. And estrogen is a hormone which also produces that love feeling in us, right? वो कहते हैं ना that daughters, they are born with motherly instincts. But why are we killing that that motherly instinct in a daughter when she's small. Your daughter could be a mother too. A daughter can be a mother to the mother, but only if you teach her to be. So teach your daughter that you as a mother also need support. Don't fall back on your child, but yeah, keep her aware, keep her in the loop.
I think, yeah, you're right. So I think we've already crossed more than 1.5 hour, but yeah. But I think all boils down to the fact that open conversation between mother and daughter, it should be there, and I think it comes from mother only. So it's a cycle. Obviously, you will be a mother once. I will be a mother. You are a mother, and we come to that stage always. So when you have younger generation like teenagers, you should have that knowledge, and you should be equipped with all those tools so that you can raise emotionally strong children and healthy children, and how you can build those habits. I think it is totally dependent upon parents, not only mother, I would say father also, and parents, and the family. So you cannot blame your child that she doesn't eat, or she doesn't listen, she's always crying, she's always shouting, she's always on the phone, she's always with her friends, she doesn't give me time. All these things come with and I can join the dots now, when I was young, and what happened, like my sister and me and my mother, so what all those things which is happening, I can relate to the dots. And I know that what my mother that did for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they did perfectly well, or they didn't do that, or this. They did their best. But now when we learn from our parents, okay, they have done these things for us, and how we can improve that and give to the child. Because we were at that stage where things, we cannot talk about all these things, and it's not in our it's not in our mother's hand sometimes, as you said ki, you can talk, you have to build that. Sometimes families are such where you cannot talk, even your mother cannot speak, your mothers cannot speak about certain things. They have to be happy because they are the givers. So my question will be, one last question I would ask you. Even they face the same issue. They're like, I can't speak. They cannot speak their voice. They cannot take part in certain decisions. They cannot say certain things in the family, what they are feeling, what they are going through. They are asked to, you know, just keep quiet, be
Yes.
patient, it's fine. So even
Yes.
they are asked to do that. And in some situations, it cannot be, we cannot do anything. Cannot, because that is what some, I think one of my clients, she has her husband is narcissist, and she is obviously she's a loving family, everything is perfect, but her husband is narcissist, and she is emotionally not, suppressed in her family. So that is what bothers her, because other than that, everything is perfect in her family, no money issue, no family love issue, everything is there, but she's suppressing her emotions. And how that person can deal, and that person cannot express in the family, and same thing her daughter cannot do.
Mm. Now, does this female have a daughter already?
So she doesn't have a daughter, she has two son, but she has a mother, daughter-in-law. And now when she's in the family, so obviously she has to follow those things because her father-in-law is a narcissist. So she has to keep her voice low, and she cannot express well and much. But my main question for the mother, because she is somebody, she doesn't have she has teenage boy. uh, her boy understands her a lot. Sometimes she discusses with her child, but she is not very much, emotionally expressive in the family.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. So,
that's what
question.
I'm asking you, that how can that person deal with, and that if they have, she doesn't have a child, but what if she had a girl and she's a teenager? So what,
Hmm.
how they can do, how they can express, and how they can build that in that situation?
See, I would say number one, never ever as a mother sit with your kids, daughter or son, and bitch about the father. Okay, that's the number one thing. Never say, Never call the father a narcissist, even when you're alone with the child,
Yeah, they don't even
right?
know the term also. That is
No, no,
what we are.
I'm just telling you that
Uh,
some mothers they do that, or you know how your father is. Just let him be, you know. Let's not talk about it. Let's not do this in front of him. So number one, don't give it a term which is a negative term. Rather, you can talk about the characteristics that the father is portraying,
hmm.
right? See, as a child grows, she will know what a narcissist is, right? So, but when the child is, let's say, in their 6, 7, 8, 9 years of age, never term the father as anything. And I would say, likewise, the father should never give a negative term or label to a mother's habit. Next thing is the awareness of the fact that the father is a certain kind of a father,
Hmm.
right? So, the moment you have this awareness that this person is like that, there comes an acceptance in you that whatever you do has to be a part of this family, and this family has a person who has these characteristics, right? Second, I would say whatever you do, Mahi, whatever you do, I cannot change you. I cannot change my husband. I cannot change my daughter, but I can change myself. So whatever as a person you do will reflect in the person next to you. So if you are somebody who's very calm, not suppressed, but calm. So calm comes from processed, not suppressed. So if you have processed your emotions well, you are calm in yourself, you will automatically see those changes coming up in the father as well. And that will automatically also go into your kids. So again, I would say as a mother, since we are saying what can a mother do in this situation, number one is awareness of what is happening in the family, how the father is a certain behavior, how she is of the certain behavior. Number two is acceptance of how the father is of a certain behavior, how she is of a certain behavior. And number three is to be herself, unapologetically be herself, but at the same time, be herself by processing her emotions right. Now, maybe she's not allowed to say certain things in front of the father or the in laws, but she can write, she can record, she can journal things, she can talk to somebody who's outside of this family who understands her. And when she talks to somebody again, that should not be bitching or gossiping. That should just be discussing, not even venting or
Like a processing.
validating. It should just be processing. It should just be understanding what she is feeling. So talk to somebody who doesn't tell you, oh, let's do this, don't do that. It should be somebody who can help you understand what is going on inside of you and how can you make it better for yourself. And at the same time, the other person is going to reflect that to you 100%. Right? So the moment you do these things with yourself, you will see your child becoming, a more processed version of you.
Okay.
If you are a 50% processed version, this child that you're raising is going to be a 70% processed child because they're learning from you. They're going to add up to that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think from overall conversation with the emotional and psychological aspect is what I understood is the one is open conversation with your daughter and with your mother always. Sometimes some girls, teenagers, they think, okay, my mother will stress a lot and I will not discuss with her. You need to talk. Still, you need to go and talk. You have to build that relationship. I think I have started doing this a lot because initially when I was very young, I was never expressive to my mother. I was like, she will think, oh, she will get worried, she will get stressed. But now at this stage, I feel I have to be open to her. She has to understand, she has to listen to me because she's the only one who is with me. So yes, definitely open conversation always with your daughter and with your mother. Second is acceptance, which you said that acceptance always there, whether whatever family are you from, whether your father, mother, sister, daughter, whatever, acceptance is always should be there. If you're accepting the situations well, you are able to change yourself in a healthy way and process your emotions in a healthy way. As you said, that is not always you have to shout and tell what I'm feeling, but you can write, record, journal, you can process. And I think these activities which we do with our clients one on one, it
They help so
helps
much.
them because they have so much inside them, so much inside them that it really needs to come out. And that is what they're storing in their body as fat, as
Fat.
toxins, add
Yes.
toxins, as health issues, which is popping up,
100%.
So that
They've been living in
is,
survival
yeah,
mode. They're just trying to survive every single day of their life.
yes. And just imagine if you have done this throughout the years and now you are thinking you will fix it in a month or so. No, it will take time. So that is what I think the conversation really, that was amazing conversation with you. I have a lot of other questions as
Same.
well, but I think we should stop here. Otherwise, it will never be ending. And thank you for coming live
It's
with me.
1 a.m. in India.
Yeah. So I will start my day. I'm already feeling hungry, and I have a lot of things which we can keep on discussing because
Yes.
Mother's Day is coming, and I have started this Me and Her series
I
where I
saw
will.
that. It's beautiful.
I really want to come up with these topics, and I think next topic I'm calling one more guest, and she will talk about skin. She's a dermatologist, and she will talk about
Wow.
skin, about in puberty and perimenopause. So, but coming here and the first important thing is emotional health, mental health, physical health for a teenager girl and for a mother is really important. Build that together. You need to both talk it out, and you need to understand your mother, you need to understand your daughter, and you should work together for this. And that's what we do. So if you have we have a lot of things. I think we had a lot of questions here also, and we have a lot of things to talk about. But if you have any question with me or with Sunit, you can always reach out to us and book an appointment. It is in our bio. You can find our booking appointment links on our bio, so you can go and check it out, and then you can book the appointment. Or else, if you want to know about our one-on-one program, which we do with our clients together, it's a whole health program for females only. Uh, it is especially for females above 35. But even if you are young and you want to discuss your problems or any concerns, you can always reach out to us. So
100%.
this is us today, talking and talking and talking. I think I'll call you on phone. I want
I
to
think
talk to
I'd
you.
like to end this whole life by saying that as a mom, be the example. Set an example for your kids. Because right from pregnancy, it all
Yeah.
starts
So
with you.
you give me three takeaways, Sunil, before we go. You give me three takeaways and I'll give my three takeaways. So give me three takeaways which you have taken from
Okay.
this conversation.
Okay. So I would say I'll cover all the things nutritional, mental, and
Only
emotional.
teen
I
बताओ
would,
बहुत है.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Have to
yeah,
come.
yeah. I would say the number one takeaway is embody who you are, and your daughter is going to embody who she is, looking at how you embody yourself.
Yeah.
ठीक है. जिसको हम also, I can also say the same thing as walk the talk or preach what you know, what you're teaching. Uh, Practice what you preach. The second thing is always, always, always be open to communication. Always see how you say certain things
Mm.
over what you say. Okay. And the third thing that I would like to say is educate your child about the right things in the right time. And
Mm.
if you think that you are not, uh, educated yourself in those particular areas, then give them the right guidance, right coach.
Mm.
As Mahi suggested, take them for
Mm.
workshops, take them for events where they can be educated about what is happening with them, what is happening with you, and everything around life. What about you? What are the three major takeaways that you'd like to
That's
conclude with?
amazing. Okay, so my first takeaway will be acceptance, which I thought it really blown me away because acceptance is not only with me but with every female. We at this age we understand, and then react. I think we become a lot of equipped with a lot of tools and things. We start understanding because we start learning about spirituality, about food, about we read books. At this age, we become so much equipped that we understand, okay, acceptance is the thing. But young girls, they still need to understand. And I feel if I have been somebody who accepted things at that young age, I would have been a better version of myself, more better version, and done things in a different way. So
Yes.
yes, acceptance is a lot more. And second, I would say that you have to be more expressive.
Mm.
Don't afraid,
Yes.
which you said, expressive, which is like you don't afraid that nothing is good or bad now, no food is good or bad. You are hiding and eating a chocolate at night so that people don't think that you are a bad person, or maybe you are crying or angry when you are alone, because so that nobody sees you that you are weak person. So you have to be very vulnerable and very expressive, and so that you should seek for help whenever it is required. It is really important for your mental,
Mm.
especially
100%.
again for young females and young girls who are not very expressive. And in perimenopause, you become unexpressive much, because maybe you are expressive in young age, but now because of certain responsibilities you stop expressing, especially to your child sometimes. So that. And the third one, I will say, that build a wholesome health. Oh, wholesome.
Mm.
So build a
Mm.
wholesome health for your mother and daughter. So it should not come from pushing your daughter to eat, because at young age, puberty, they are not eating at their they should what they should be eating. So don't stop, don't crib about it. Build an atmosphere for them. So at
Yes.
that
Yeah.
stage, I would say it's not them, it's you. If you are, so for example, if I'm sleeping every day to 12 o'clock, I'm eating chocolate at night, my child will see me and she will do the same, right? So it's you who has to who has to be an idol for your child, and they should see, okay, my mother is doing these things, so I should do these things. So you at that age is like, you are like build a wholesome environment. So belief system, I would say belief system and environment. Yeah.
Yes. And primarily, don't do it because your child is watching, but do it because this is also helping you in your health. The
Yeah.
child
Yeah.
will automatically follow. The
Yeah.
child will automatically follow.
Alternative
Yeah.
will
That's
follow.
amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I've made so many notes today. I've
Yeah.
made so many notes.
Yeah, I was
I'm
doing
taking
that.
notes.
I was writing side by side. So this before we go, and so I would like to say one thing. I would like to say these two lines before we go. Every mother and daughter shares a story filled with lessons, laughter, and sometimes loud silences. It's not about who said what, it's about learning to hear the heart behind the words.
Wow, that's deep.
So, with that note, we will take a leave, and hearts filled with emotions and love for a mother and other daughters. So, see you again soon, and really hope you enjoyed the conversation. You can always message or write a comment that if you have any other questions, and you can say what did you like the conversation or not. So, do
And
share.
we would love to have the major takeaways coming from you on our comments. The live will also be in the on the pages, and
Mm,
they'll also be on the YouTube. So
yes.
please come over and share your major takeaways with us if you liked the live, and we'll keep coming back with more such beautiful deep topics.
Yes. Thank you, Surin, for being here.
Yes.
So finally,
Thank
okay.
you,
So good
Mari.
night to you.
Thank you
I'll
for
start my
amazing.
day and see you tomorrow. Bye
Yes. Bye. Good night. Good day.
bye.